Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today we're going to be installing Drupal on your local machine. What I'm going to be using today is XAMPP or XAMPP. You can also use MAMP. The instructions are really similar. I'm on a Macintosh, of course, so if you're using Windows, you can sort of follow along, and the instructions are very similar. So what we're going to do is we're on Drupal.org here. First, we're going to download. So you go download and extend. Download Drupal, find the latest version. I'm just going to grab the zip, and it's down here in my downloads. All right, when it's done, unzip it. Okay, so I'm going to put it in XAMPP. There's your folder and the htdocs. So I'm going to drag this Drupal 7.1 whatever 7.12. So we're going to drag this down here, and we can just rename this. So this just can be short for whatever your name is, whatever your website's name is. I'm just going to call mine ST for my name. So ST. All right, and the main reason we want to drag the whole folder, and instead of just copying the contents of the folder, is because this contains hidden files, and you can't actually see hidden files by default in Finder. So like there's a htaccess file that does a lot for your Drupal site that you want to make sure is in your folder. If you're having some weird problems, always make sure that you made sure that you copied the whole folder instead of just the contents. So now that we have that there, the next thing we need is a database. So I'm going to go here to phpMyAdmin. If you're using XAMPP, you can get to it through phpMyAdmin here on the side. And we're going to create a new database. I'm just going to call this d7_st. It's created. Okay. So now if we browse to our local host and the folder st, we are going to, let's see, localhost st. All right. So you'll get to the installation screen. Before we run the installer, you need to actually set up a couple more things first. One of which I want to have transmit for, just to set permissions. You can use it, basically, I think, you can pretty much use, you can use terminal, Finder. I just like transmit's interface for setting permissions, so I'm just going to show with that. So in your folder here, under sites, and under default, you have this default settings.php. What you're going to need to do is duplicate that file. And then you're going to rename this to just be settings.php. Don't just change the settings or default settings.php, deleting this one, because Drupal actually needs both of those files. So you're going to want this file to be able to be written. So over here in transmit, I'm just going to browse to that location, sites, default, settings.php, and then I just did Command I to bring up the info, and we're going to change this to 666. Okay, so that Drupal can write to this file. So we'll also need a files folder within our default folder. So just in here, we're going to make a new folder called files. Put that in here, and then we want this to also be writable, so we're going to give this 777 apply. Okay, so now we should be ready to install Drupal. If we come up to here, go back to our local host, and then browse to the directory you have your files in, it's going to automatically take you to install.php. So we're going to select standard, we're going to click save and continue. Okay, and now it's going to ask for your database information. If you remembered, we named ours d7_st. You could have named yours whatever you would like. And so for XAMPP, your database username is root, and your database password is blank. From what I understand, for MAMP, I believe it's root, and then your password is also root. So now we're going to click save and continue, and it's going to be installing Drupal for us. Okay, so now that that's done, it just asks for some site information that it'll propagate so that your site is starts off usable. So your site name, I'm going to call this Scott Tolinsky because that's it's going to be a personal site for myself. So this is just going to be my email address, username. I'm going to keep it as admin. Email address, I'll use my email address, of course, and then password. I'm going to make a super secure password. Just so nobody can get into my admin account and mess up my site. Okay. Default country, United States. Okay, and time zone in, this time zone's fine for me. Okay, so I'm going to keep these checked just so Drupal emails me about notifications about modules that need to be updated or anything. So click Save and Continue. And now Drupal has finished installing. So we're going to visit our new site, and here it is. And one more thing we want to do before we're all done is we want to change that settings.php file back to being 644 because that way people can't access or write to it. Make your site more secure. All right, so we're all good there. Refresh, and here's your site. You now have Drupal installed on your local host. As always, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and I'll see you next time.